Hi everyone, thanks for clicking on another video. I hope you enjoy it. There's another one at the feeder, this time as you saw, using the FX Impact M3 in 0.25, shooting the Hades. So here's the first shot of the day. So no mistake in that shot, perfect kill shot. He's doing a bit of the breakdance as they do, but as I've said in my videos before, that's purely the nerves firing off in his body that are uncontrolled because his brain is totally dead. So let's have a good close-up look at that shot. So this is the next one up. I've cut a fair bit of the footage off of him running up and down and round around the tree. Eventually comes down and has a look at his what his mate's doing on the floor before going back up to the feeder where we get a good shot. But just to say, shooting today as you saw, FX Hades with the M3 0.25, and it's the Sniper 700mm barrel. And I've got these Hades shooting at 900 feet per second. They seem to be nice and steady and good at that speed. And that produces, I think, when I was chronoing the speed, about 48 foot-pounds of energy. So let's have a look what that does to a squirrel on a feeder at 20 yards. Here's the close-up look at that shot, slowed right down, so you can have a really good look at that one. Now it's been a very slow morning, to be honest, from what I was expecting, because the feed has been going down at quite an alarming rate again after leaving it for, or not shooting the feeder for a few weeks, and suddenly it started going down again, and I was a bit late one week topping it up, and you can see I've now got a metal plate on the front because they chewed their way in through the other piece of wood that I'd put on the front. If you'd seen my other videos where I had to patch it up where they'd done it. Now one reason I think for that is the first squirrel I shot, about an hour later or so, a beautiful big buzzard landed just over here, about a metre away from it on the floor, and I thought, oh, this is going to be great, I'll watch this. and as I leant forward to get on the rifle, I guess maybe it's seen me because it's got great eyesight, haven't they? And it just flew up high up into the canopy up there to the left, and I couldn't see it anywhere. Anyway, about 5 minutes later, it flew from left to right the way across the woods behind the feeder tree. And at that point, everything slowed right down. I didn't even see any small birds coming to the feeder, which now there's lots of small birds coming to the feeder, which is really good. I do put a mixture of bird feed and peanuts in there. So yeah, that was really good, but I didn't see a single bird on the feeder for at least 30 minutes or more. And then again, I saw this buzzard land somewhere behind the feeder tree right the way out there, and again I couldn't pick it up anywhere. I was really hoping to try and get it on the scope cam, and then it was in the trees behind the feeder tree maybe, or something. It was in the trees up here somewhere, and then I saw it fly down into the field or the brush just outside of the woods there. A really big buzzard, and it landed somewhere down in amongst the grass or brush out there, and a minute or two later I saw it fly off and go away. So I think that might be a good reason of why things have been really slow this morning. It's sometime after 9 AM now, and I've just shot that other one, so I think maybe I'll give it another hour, half an hour, and see if anything else turns up. But I was expecting to see maybe a few more with the rate that the feed had been going down. But again, that could be due to the amount of birds that are now suddenly visiting the feeder and so on. So, well, we'll see. I'll give it a bit longer and see if I can catch some more. Back to the footage, and here's the close-up of that last shot. Here's a little bit of footage of a few visitors I had that morning at the feeder. It's always really good to see some wildlife about. And here's a few deer that I just happened to see that morning, which the owner of the woods isn't so keen on because they do seem to be chewing the bottom of his trees a bit. But lovely to see them. Now, watching the video over again, considering perhaps a change of tactics. After I've shot 2 or 3 maybe squirrels, I should go and retrieve them, because as you can see here, every squirrel that does come to the feeder seems to be more interested in its fellow colleagues that are sleeping on the floor rather than the feeder itself. Doesn't seem to put them off, of course, they still seem to come. But maybe I should try on another visit to go and pick them up after I've got a couple and retrieve them, and then see what difference it makes. It's just that I don't like disturbing the area, getting out the hiding, going to the feeder, etc. So something to think on, I suppose. So this one has a really good look at the fallen ones on the floor. As I said earlier, perhaps I should go and pick them up, because here he goes, up the tree to the feeder, and scarpers for it, never to be seen again. So perhaps they are learning from the ones on the floor, and I should go and pick them up. But not this one. He has a good mooch around, and we catch up with this one in a moment. Now you can hear the sirens in the background, and you'd have thought he'd have listened to that and scarpered with the sound of them on their way, but he didn't realise what that was. And so here comes another perfect shot, straight down like a stone, instant, lights out, as you'll see from this close up. So there's my setup for today. I've got the pop-up hide top or cover folded back over the seat. That all folds up into one little sort of bag. There's the FX Impact M3.25. Today I was shooting Hades, 26.5 grains at 900 feet per second. And I think, if I remember rightly from the chronograph, that produces about 48 foot-pounds. And when the hide is all popped over, it covers that, and there's just the barrel sticking out the front, and the front leg sort of at the bottom. But there's the impact. So it swivels lovely on that Bog Deathgrip's a really good bit of kit. It is so sturdy, it's unbelievable how sturdy it is, and it rotates like that, and by releasing this handle here you can lift it up and down, and that creates a really stable shooting platform. So there I was shooting there, a little closer today, about 20 yards, just because the ground where I set up was a bit clearer and so on there. So let's go and have a look. Much colder today, but still managed to get a good 4 squirrels, so that was good. There's the feeder, and it's got the new steel plate, well, aluminium 3mm plate that my brother made me on the front there. Down here you can see what the squirrels did to the other bit of cover I put on there after they gnawed their way into that one. The feed got too low, so they tried getting in again with that, and now I've got the aluminium plate, and as you can see the feed is really low again, but I've got a bag to fill it up today. So yeah, another good day, 4 down. There I am, about 20 yards today rather than my normal sort of 25, but that was good. Let's quick look at the edge of the woods where I'm shooting, the small woods. Another day good shooting. So this is a quick picture of what I'm looking at out of the hide. That's the damage to the squirrel feeder when I came this morning. There's the new aluminium plate that I fitted to it. Hopefully it'll withstand much better. Quick picture of the M3 and the tripod. And then this is the equipment that I basically carry to the feeder. So it's got my pop-up hide, my haversack with the bits and pieces in, rifle and tripod.